Hey people, Winter here. Welcome to the Elite League show. We're in the quarterfinals now on Ashes of Typhon, and Torpid has a Chaos Lord. Durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense. Disruption begins and fights mainly in melee combat. Is this Night Lord's Elite scheme or something? I'm not sure. Up against, it's VindicareX with a Force Commander. Very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Classic matchup then, Chaos Lord versus Force Commander. If you're wondering why I didn't cover the last round 1 matches, because I couldn't get my hands on replays, unfortunately. The Elite stats and league system, which you can find over at dawnofwar.info/ESL, malfunctioned, as it were. Something wrong with the machine spirit over there. You can download the replays and they seem to be labeled correctly, which is why I didn't see the issue earlier, but if you try to load them, it just turns out it's just the same replay over and over again for that series of matches. And I couldn't find them anywhere else. The players didn't have them saved since it was played a bit of a while ago now. So we're moving on to the quarterfinals, unfortunately. I can tell you that VindicareX won that round 1 match, obviously, since he's here, beating Adida 3-2. Torpid is here, of course, because he was a top 4 player in the group stages. I believe he finished 2nd, although with I think an identical win-loss record to the top player, Toilali. Maybe, I'm not sure how they worked it out, maybe he had more individual game losses or something. Force Commander getting stuck in, but does get away. We see 2 Heretic squads for Torpid, VindicareX with the Tactical Marines straight into Devastators here. Slightly slower start, but might help him push up the east side perhaps against the contested VP. Some Havocs for Torpid. I was just going to say if we'll see another Heretic squad, because we have seen in Elite Mod many high-level Chaos players in these competitive games come out with 3 or more Heretics in Tier 1. And why not? They come out so cheaply, provide so much. They're basically always going to pay for themselves in terms of pressure, combat, capping, especially in 1v1 when you have more stuff to take care of. Chaos Lord have been a massive pain in the ass on the west side. We could always see a Heretic squad after the Havocs, of course, from Torpid. In fact, we do. Here they come for 200 rec. Provides so much for you. Would be great if Heretics, I'm just saying words here, I'm just talking, but if Heretics were maybe more expensive but got some kind of other unique thing going on with the hero, like depending on how many you have, kind of like a Orc War. Like if you have a certain amount of Khorne Heretics together, maybe they get a charge bonus, charge range bonus or something, or maybe a slight melee damage buff, maybe a tiny little speed buff. Nurgle Heretics could get some natural health regeneration if you had like a certain amount of individual models around each other or something. I'm sure there are 1v1 players yelling at the screen now saying, no, Indrid, that's dumb, that's overpowered, that's stupid. But I just like chaos. And by no means am I trying to imply that Heretics need a buff or something. They are fantastic. But I like things that make the game a little bit more fluffy, a little bit more lore. Which has driven a lot of changes to Tyranids in Elite Mod, actually. If you look at Tyranids in retail, they are very, very different to Elite Mod. We've got bunch of new globals, capillary towers, tons of changes to units themselves, endless swarm without number, that kind of thing. And some a lot more Tyranidy, I think. Torpid using the worship pretty well, going to get in on the Devastators, I think, with the Chaos Lord. He's got that combi flamer, that devastating combi flamer. Scouts do have a sergeant giving them a grenade. These Devastators are going to be dealt with here. Heretics getting in, they need to be careful. Special attack. Got a pretty damn good special attack, the Chaos Lord, I think. Animation is quite quick. It's also a power melee strike. I assume it's a power melee weapon. And seems to have some good knockback strength. Uh-oh, Heretics in... Sorry, Tactical Marines in trouble here. Heretics taking out one of them. Killed a weak. Combi Flamer might finish these guys off. There's another attack. Combi Flamer gets 1. The other guys, 7 hit points and they live. Wow. Really good push here from Torpid. Force Commander chasing off the Havocs. Can he escape now? Does he have Artificer or something? He does. And Iron Halo, in fact. the bane of heretics, trying to fight a Force Commander who is Iron Halo up. Assault Squad hitting the field for VindicareX, and just in time, because he's under pressure here. This is going to make a massive difference to these fights now. Iron Halo up, Battle Cry buffing stuff. These guys have 400 hit points per model, these Assault Marines. Can also use their jump backs, of course. You saw a little passive jump there, but they also have an activated disruptive jump ability, which is very useful for example, dealing with setup teams, these fellas. Triple cap here for Torpid, massive amounts of pressure. VindicareX dropping to Tactical Marines. That's like a 150 requisition to reinforce. These guys will most likely clear up these heretics and then push up the west side. Torpid is leaning east, as players often do on this map in terms of most of his army, and VindicareX is meeting it with Assault Squad and Force Commander right now. We'll see what Torpid does though when he comes out of base. Aspiring Champion Heretics didn't fully reinforce. This fella's waiting to get in. See some Corn Worship out of the HQ there. I love mass heretic builds. Just very fun to watch. Overlapping worship, hordes of melee guys, or a sky filled with the grenades. The Force Commander is persuaded to leave, but did get a decap, although might be off the field for these coming fights here now. What's this? Space Marines bashing the node that they want back on the east side. Torpid noding up both of those and goes tier 2. VindicareX shouldn't be far behind. Just a few seconds and he can start the tier 2. Assault Squad took it down and then retreat, really. Didn't want to mess with the Chaos Lord at all there. We got some Eternal War CSM. Gives them a 20% ranged and melee damage buff. You can tell by those Chaos insignias around their hands that they have it. Also the plus decorator on their icon there. Down goes some gens, or one gen. One of them was hiding behind the node. Havocs are pushed up. Scouts will be looking to get their grenade on them, but it might be tough. Heretics can spot them if they even have elite training, not sure if they do. Don't think it shows up anywhere. I don't think there's room to put the plus indicator on their icon. Doom Blast detonated a heretic at the back there, so they didn't suppress the scouts. These heretics might be in trouble here. Battlecry buffed Assault Squad. CSM are weighing in with some shots, and the Combi Flamer Chaos Lord just standing there shooting down those scouts there. 432.89. Heretics wipe. Blood Crusher on the way for Torpid. I don't think we'll be too displeased. I don't think those fellas were upgraded. A lot of reinforcing for these guys. I believe it's 12 per model these days. Okay. 419.289 on the VPs. 2-to-1 cap for VindicareX, but a full power bash at the end of tier 1 for Torpid, and a Blood Crusher in VindicareX's face soon. Can respond in multiple ways. Can get a missile launcher over here. Can get a power fist. Can get a las cannon, or just vengeance rounds for the Kraken, or sorry, vengeance rounds with the advanced targeting, or a motor bomb for the Assault Squad. We'll see how long this Blood Crusher lives. But if you force your opponent to get a las cannon with your Blood Crusher, I think you've already won. This guy's running the hell away. This guy's a demon vehicle. Has vehicle armor, but acts as a demon in terms of you can worship the guy, and he really likes it. Get some health and energy regen. Chaos Lord almost level 2. Most of it just combi flamer kills, I think. 383.289. What is this? It's a drop pod. Seen a lot of them in the Elite League. Tactical Marines will get out. Might be planning some Stern Guard veterans over here. Blood Crusher right now, I believe, is unchallenged. Oh, here comes a las cannon. Might be overkill for a Blood Crusher. Only 600 hit points on this guy. But sometimes you need to get something killed. It does deter future vehicle purchases for Torpid as well. But if he doesn't get any vehicles from now on, might have limited use. Can bash power with it, I suppose. You're facing the wrong way, fella. Oh, no, it's not. The Blood Crusher's right here, injured. There's going to be a shot. I guess like 4 or 5 shots and that guy's dead, unbuffed. You might see some for the Emperor here. No, I don't think he has the red for it. I think it's 75, it might be 100 though. Force Commander's in trouble. Gets in on the Havocs as I take a glug of water. My throat has been blessed by Nurgle, let's say. There's some corn worship. Giving the +2 speed to the Blood Crusher, but also those health regen. Almost goes down. Now he's out of the firing arc. But does go down. Just sheer force of will and some bolt guns dealt with it. We got Plasma Gun Tactical Marines here. Upgraded with Sergeant 2. What about these fellas? These fellas still default 3-man Tactical Marines. 374259 VindicareX doing a really good job pushing through and getting a full bash, I think. There's a jump. Shuts down the Havocs. Heretics there to counter-initiate, but these guys do not have their aspiring champion. But, these fellas don't have their sergeant though either. Uh-oh. Bloodletters on the field. Are these real ones? They are real ones. Not blood sacrifice ones. 358 to 259. These guys are mean. These Hellblades are power melee weapons. And they can teleport. You can worship them. They will slice through Assault Squad pretty handily, I think. Slice through anything here, pretty much. Force Commander's level 3. He's killed a lot of Heretics. Chaos Lord with the Icon of Khorne. Health on hit. Boom, like that. Doesn't get anything for range attacks, unlike the Apothecary's Sanguine Chainsword, because that would be mental with the Combi Flamer. Is he going to bash power here? Nope, doesn't look like it. Fighting, so uh-oh. Tactical Marines got caught by Heretics. Not sure how that happened. Bloodletters slicing them up as they tried to get away there. Now these Devastators in trouble. They got the cap, they were determined, and they get away. VindicareX goes tier 3 here. As a reminder, this is a best of 5 series in the quarterfinals here. Going for the decap is the Force Commander, puts his bubble up and should be able to get a decap at least. I'm not sure what the ratio is for this Iron Halo in terms of damage to energy. Usually it's like 5. Oh, there we go. It tells you right here, 5 to 1. Pretty damn good. Gives me a hell of a lot more health. But of course, losing energy is bad for someone who wants to use energy for other things like battle cries or flash over steel. 322-255. Those Havocs gets away. The scouts are also alright, but these fellas, Bloodletters, are starting to terrorize these Marines now. Level 2 Assault Squad now getting their Sergeant. Don't think it will help him too much in the Bloodletter fight. The Merciless Strike might be able to do some work if they can like really out-level them and stuff. Force Commander might complete this cap. Scouts have been used pretty well so far. A few grenades doing some stuff. Curse Lord decapping. Really wants that requisition point to bleed, but it won't. For this, Bloodletters. Oh, maybe it got hit by pretty good Merciless, I think. Did a lot of work from looking for their health. Might need some worship. Continues to be a massive pain in the arse here, the Force Commander. Has really grown into this role of annoying chaos stuff. CSM with Marco Zinch. And an aspiring champion and Eternal War, doing scary amounts of damage to all infantry targets, including heroes, to be honest. Don't really want them shooting at the stuff. Force Commander, I get some model with his chainsaw too. Doing some work, this guy. Special attack, but it only hit one of them. Needs to be careful. What's going on over here? Doom Blast to slow down the Assault Squad. They're turning into Vanguard veterans here. We'll give them 1800 hit points immediately at level 1. Does reset their level. And they lose the Melter Bomb. Not that those fellas had it, but it's an awesome utility ability. Tier 3 also for Torpid here. Some more Marco Zinch shooting Vanguard veterans with Thunderhammer, 2 power swords and a lightning claw. They have like 120 DPS power melee, I think. Those guys phasing out. Doesn't want to push in too far. VindicareX, what is this? Force Commander defending the lines with a Thunderhammer now. He's starting to kick some ass. What do we see in Tier 3? It's pretty nicely poised here. VP lead for Torpid. But VindicareX very much into this. Looks like he's dropped one of his tactical marines though. Probably while I was coughing and muting my microphone and not paying attention. Apologies for that. Scout's getting a wreck point back. That drop pod is still there. And as far as I know, still supplying a reinforcement point. Force Commander again using the bubble to decap. Now suppressed, might have to run. Could turn around and maybe get one whack on the... Yep, took a model. Took a model. Chaos Lord is on his way, he's not happy. Mantle of Hate for some drain life. What does it do? Doesn't tell me how much damage drain life does, but as you can see, it gives the Chaos Lord 175 hit points and some health regen just for equipping the thing. Vanguard veterans having to reinforce. It's not cheap, is it? 83.8. Predators all round. Looks like the Loyalist Predator will hit the field first. Same price out the gate. Can be very different units though. 246 to 212. 2-to-1 cap here for VindicareX. Chaos Predator can get various marks. We'll see what he goes for. Mark of Corner is like the generic choice. Just hey, more damage to your stuff. Last Cannon on capping duty on the east side, making himself useful. 231 to 212. Here is that Predator tank. Heretics get their Doom Blaster and run. Chaos Lord's getting pretty low. Vanguard Veterans jumping in. Those guys still worshipping. Oh, there we go. Here's that global ability of the Chaos Lord that I always forget the name of. Blood Slaughter, something. Basically gives you more damage for every hit you make with your units. Only affects infantry. And seem to do a pretty good job there. I think you also get more damage for ranged attacks, but not quite as much. I'm not sure if it has a limit to how much it stacks up to. It's like a few % more, I think, every hit. I could be completely wrong. That global might have been completely changed in some patch. And I see it's so little. Here's the Chaos Predator. It's still a big old tank without any mark. Auto cannon on there. Side sponsors of heavy bolters. 196, 212. That is Marco Zinch Havocs with the last cannon. Scouts frantically repairing their Predator tank. That's a second scout squad. Helping out there. Torpid might be able to push up this west side. Tactical Marines, level 3 Marines. Reinforcing off the drop pod. Now the drop pod's down. And they've lost a heavy cover. But there's Animation on No Fear. I don't think they want to fight all this stuff though. They're waiting for reinforcements. And they get some. Man, these guys standing their ground like crazy. That was pretty boss. But they do have to run. Here comes the Force Commander. Not happy with those guys running. Uh-oh. Loyalist Predator goes down 160 to 212. That could be the turning point right there. It could be it. Where's the last cannon for the Space Marines? Here it is. Force Commander has to run. Might go down. Does go down, and that might be GG. That could be it. VindicareX does have a slight VP lead, but that's 2 big losses in a row with not much time left. Malignant blindness now. Global ability of the Chaos Lord, messing up your vision and weapon range. It's a pretty damn strong global in a team game that will affect all enemies. Great when you're getting ready for a big push. Level 2 bloodletters. Done really well since they hit the field. Do you have a mark yet? You don't have a mark yet. That's kind of trying to get shots on heretics. It's a tricky shot. Did he hit the Chaos Lord there? I think it looked like it. Just casually shoots back with his combi flamer. Level 4 now, up over 1,300 hit points. What is this? Vanguard Veterans not going for the VP, as you can see. They want rid of that wreck point. Go for the jump. Give them the choice to stand and decap and maybe drop a model or jump. And they chose to jump. That's kind of trying to get shots. I haven't seen For the Emperor used. I haven't noticed it. It might have been. A somewhat underutilized global, I think. We saw it do some nasty things in that round 1 match with Hans, where his Falcon got devastated by Lassia. 159, 169. Mark of Corn now for the Chaos Predator. Tons of resources, VindicareX. Looks like he's saving for Terminators, which could turn this game around again. VPs are even up 159 apiece. Havoc's on capping duty now that there's no tank to shoot at. Uh-oh. That's Cannon getting caught really badly by his Bloodletters. Barely survived that. Bloodletters cannot be suppressed, but they did get knocked back by that shotgun blast. A really good kill of the week. Chaos Lord keeps him in play. GG says VindicareX, triple cap here. And Vindicare just lost too much stuff. And there's the game. A couple of little innocuous fights on this west side. Force Spawner going down, tank going down was kind of the turning point, I think. Bloodletter's doing some crazy work there at the end. Almost level 3. Solid game. And we'll head into game 2. Torpid taking the first one. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you there. Hey people, Winter here, welcome back to the Elite League. We're in quarter-final game 2, and Judgment of Carrion sees Torpid with a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat with some powerful disruption support and offense too. This is the same Han Elite scheme. Up against VindicareX, going for the Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero, awesome battlefield manipulation, and can hurt you pretty good too. Not sure what that badge is, but it looks pretty cool. I am still blessed by Nurgle, by the way, so apologies if you either hear me coughing or you just hear the microphone go dead. But that's me coughing and trying to hide it. I will cast on. Indrid talks through illness and cannot be suppressed. Here comes the Sorcerer. Who wins this fight? Straight up. I guess not the Warlock, because Torpid is out of there. Some CSN coming in to shoot him too. Maybe he just saw those fellas. So what is this blue aura around the Warlock? Is that because he has the Wraith Sight or whatever it's called? Maybe. Maybe he just fancy like that. Those guys taking the garrison. Warlock very frustrated with this. Tries to just destroy the garrison with his sword, but gets knocked all over the place, and it's pretty close to death there. We do have some Howling Banshees and some more Heretics for VindicareX, but that was too much pew pew from the little alien ninja star things. Gonna take that power, looks like, and then flow towards the middle, where everything is red. Well, two things are red, two things are grey and uncapped. What is this? Sorcerer's upset with his power node. It's preventing him from fulfilling his great plan. Oh, I've been working for centuries and there's a power node here. Banshees on the prowl. Are those guys near a garrison? What are they doing? They are. They know what they're doing. VindicareX knows what he's doing. Whoop. We're playing a dangerous game against Eldar though, where these fellas can get grenades and throw them in your windows. Single cap for Torpid. Banshees getting on those CSM in the end. But here's some more. And here's some heretics too. They're going to take damage from everywhere. Oh boy, Destructor just waiting to be thrown at their feet. And it really is. And then jumps on, knocking down 2 of the CSM. Because, hey, it's a Warlock. Of course he does. I remember the first time the Warlock was given back his leap in Elite Mod. And I tried to use Bilious Discharge with my play champion to slow him down. He just jumped over it. And that's when I knew I was in for a world of hurt. We do have an aspect over here. Look at this outnumbering. 5 squads to 3. 3 of them melee squads. CSM not too bad in melee too. I'm surprised these Dire Avengers are getting anything done. There goes a shield up. These fellas back at base. Warlock also needs to heal up. We do have a Guardian weapon team on the way. So we might see some grenade launchers. I like me some grenade launchers. Leaving the safety of their shield to take some shots. And also receive some shots. I guess it's the same thing. What's this? Heretics capping. Sorcerer took the east side. He's got his Sword of Flame. It's on fire. Does what you'd think it would do. But it also gives people a shield. Coruscating Flame. Although it's not a traditional shield, doesn't actually mitigate any damage, which is what I thought it did for the longest time. But apparently it's just the damage over time to nearby enemies, which is still pretty good. Pretty damn good. Could put it on himself and like go wading into some Banshees or something, maybe. Full power bash almost on this west side by VindicareX. Heretics getting some work done. Banshees on retreat path. Destructor flies out, does some work. Banshees might be able to get some more XP here. Got a couple. Using their fleet to try and chase, I think, were they? No, it was just a melee charge, I think. Fleet lowers your damage, so you generally don't want to use it on retreats unless you're really chasing, not when they're just running past you. Vestments of the Warp on the way. In response to this thing, I would think, teleport on it and start doing some damage with that Sword of Flame. What's going on? Warlock's capping. Merciless Witchblade, is that? Yes, it is. Awesome. Tier 1 weapon. Sorcerer getting some decaps and then some teleports. Special. No special. Setting these guys on fire. Have a grenade. Was in the middle of his special attack animation there, so wasn't knocked over, but took a big chunk of damage. Now has to teleport away. Got a pretty short cooldown, I think, that teleport. Is it just called Warp? What is it called? It is. Isn't that the same name as his global? Confusing. Also gives them 100 hit points. Heretics are able to get in and somehow dodge all damage from that grenade. Well done, fellas. These are like blessed heretics. 434, 364. At some point in Elite Mod development, back when Keltos was running things, he was planning, at least at one point, to give heretics an upgrade you could purchase specific to the hero once they'd gotten the aspiring champion. Ouch. I'm not entirely sure what those upgrades were going to be, but I was looking forward to it. Right, this is probably going to kill a model per hit, right? Looks like it is. Even with the aspiring champion, it is. Look at that special attack. Pretty badass. Smack. Just getting absolutely devastated, these heretics here. Taking a lot of damage while he does so. I might go down. Just as I was talking him up, the damage over time from the Sword of Flame might be enough to help bring him down, and down he goes. The Warlock did level though. What's going on elsewhere? I was paying too much attention to the Warlock fighting heretics. CSM dropped a model. These fellas did not drop a model. Bunch of dead heretics over there though. Got a weapon team now looking to defend the power, but sees the teleporting sorcerer and thinks maybe not. What was that? A grenade? Must have been. Those guys have no energy and there's a bunch of dead heretics. I know what happened. 415353. Another grenade. No, doesn't even try. Wants to get these guys maybe. Where's the attempt? There it is. Misjudged the path and they get away. Obviously thought they'd go this side of the generator things, but they didn't. 1-to-1 cap. Power bashing still going on. Might get a full gen bash at least, maybe. Level 2 sorcerer. Warlock is back to his feet and he's not happy. He's also level 2. He's done well. Killing all the heretics, of course. Gonna jump on the CSM. Banshee's also going after. No, jumps on the sorcerer. Not before, though. That generator goes down and he just teleports away. Well done, Vindicare. And gets tier 2 going. CSM will easily beat Dire Avengers in melee combat, but there is another one here shooting them. Sorcerer evens it up. Those guys are not fleeting away, which suggests they used it already. No grenade either. Saving his energy over here is Torpid. 415 to 333. Stop the cap momentarily with a grenade. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Uh-oh. Teleports right into the path of the Shuriken. Can't teleport again so soon. And very nearly went down. Doesn't stop the cap though. 415 326 with a 2-to-1 for Torpid. West side. CSM tries to shoot Banshees. These guys getting the damage resistance buff to range damage since they're in melee combat. I believe it's 40%. And most units in the game have it. There are a few that don't. Like guardsmen and stuff. I think strangely the Avatar didn't have it for a while. I think that was changed or something. I seem to remember something like that. Double cap now for Torpid. Blood Crusher on the way for VindicareX. Down goes this node. Banshee's doing their job up into level 2 as Torpid goes tier 2. We'll see what this Blood Crusher can do. Kind of a small map. Might be able to do quite a lot here. There's a triple. And there is the Blood Crusher. It's growling. Is this thing like all robotic? Or is there some kind of animal inside there? And this is just armor. It looks all robotic. Or mechanical or whatever you want to call it. Calling it a robot is not really doing it justice. This is some kind of demonic engine over there. Warlock has a champion's robe, but it's got a hell of a lot of fighting to do over here apparently, because bloodletters are popping up out of thin air thanks to the Chaos Sorcerer's Global. Double cap for Torpid. Heretics trying to get on a retreat path, and they do so and take down that Warlock. Banshee's trying to avenge his death with some power melee kicks, and they might do so. There's the washout. Banshee's doing a decent job tanking double CSM fire there. Oh, Blood Crusher's in base. It's not good for Torpid. Gets a kill. These guys getting their Exarch leader fella. There's not much he can do. Well, here comes a Bright Lance. That's something you can do. Those guys capping the east side. Some heretics died. Straight up died, yeah. He had 3 heretics, right? Yes. So some did die over there. Banshees with their Exarch and the aspect of strength. And Blood Crushers do not have melee resistance. So they'll take a bunch of damage from these Banshees now. It'll take a bunch of damage, I should say. 362-217. Melee resistance, for those that don't know, is a 40% damage resistance to melee attacks that a lot of units have. Not just melee focus units, but the CSM, for example, will have it. Tactical Marines will have it. Devastators and Havocs have a lowered form of melee resistance that gives them a 20% damage mitigation instead of 40. Banshees will obviously have it. Melee Walkers have it, which is one of the best changes that Elite mod made. Made the Melee Walkers way more scary, but the poor Blood Crusher does not get it. Banshees doing a massive amount of work there. And they get away. Oh, do they get away? Did I speak too soon? Nope. Warlock with a special attack saves them, I think. He's level 3, this guy. Sorcerer also level 3. Both done a pretty decent job brawling. Blood Crusher charges through. Gets away okay. The Bright Lance is still alive. 362217. I need some water. Chaos Dreadnought on the way now for VindicareX. Having trouble with one vehicle, here's another one. Those guys getting a good cap over there. Heavy cover to heavy cover firefight. I guess they don't want to close for close combat because they could eat a grenade. Here comes the Banshees though. That's some close combat that they don't want, certainly. Sorcerer chasing up. Chasing down, I should say. These Star Avengers chasing up. It's not a term, Indrid. Here comes that Chaos Dreadnought. Could be Mark of Khorne. Because of course the Sorcerer can teleport that thing out of trouble, which is an awesome thing to do. To be able to do. Here it is. It's not getting a mark yet. Begins with that auto cannon with good damage to all targets. Small area of effect. It's on its way somewhere. Looked after by some heretics, it looks like. And the Blood Crusher is back up to full. You can worship or repair this guy. Repair will give him health back quicker, I believe. But worship will affect multiple demons and multiple Blood Crushers. Warlock just annoying the crap out of that Sorcerer with his ranged attack doing knockback. Because why not? They just make the Eldar as annoying as possible. Seemed to do his ranged attack while actually moving there, the Warlock. What's this? This is a Dreadnought. Uh-oh, getting in on a Bright Lance. I don't think Torpid is paying attention to these guys right now. There we go. Are they going to survive? Nope, they do not survive. Banshee's in a big old fight here. He's a Mark of Khorne CSM. That was a grenade and a half. Holy crap. Almost wiped out the CSM. Almost wiped out their own Banshees too. Some collateral damage. Rare for Eldar to accept some collateral damage. Here's Warp Spiders getting their Exarch, but Haywire needs a Bright Lance, I think, to do work to this Dreadnought enough. Banshees can get in there. Warlock is down though, level 3. Dreadnought now being chased. Warp Spiders are getting the Haywire Grenade. Banshees are on it. We won't have many resistance in this state. 362 to 147. Decent charge by the Blood Crusher there. Another circle of summoning to just confuse this engagement even more. Gonna be a dicey fight. An infiltrated Blood Crusher getting on you now. And Torpid gets the hell out of there. VindicareX with quite a lot of VPs to make up actually, but he's doing pretty well here in his fights. What are these fellas doing? Can they cap guys? Maybe. Are they going for the wreck point? What are they doing? They're just hanging out by the cover. Nothing here can spot this infiltrating stuff. 324 to 147 now. The double cap for Vindicare. Can they get this Blood Crusher down? Haywire goes in. Banshees are on it. Switching attention now to those depleted heretics. And almost finishing them off. Warp Spiders trying to do so. And they do. Triple cap for Vindicare, but that was a decent little fight for Torpid. Can he keep it going though? Banshees not the best at applying constant pressure usually. They're level 3 though, they've done pretty damn well here. 275, 147. Webway on this side to help go after that VP quickly. Warlock still down, really missing him in those fights. But doesn't have the requisition to get him back. CSM with that Mark of Khorne, level 3 too. 14, 15 hit points without an aspiring champion. So more heretics coming in. Lost all the other ones. These guys seem pleased to be here though. Just looking not great for Torpid right now in terms of map and having to deal with 2 vehicles on the field. And the Warlock being down, of course. West side is turning blue. But here comes Vindicare. 207147. There's some Zinchian worship. CSM might be able to get very close here, and they do. No rangers for Torpid to spot this stuff. Now gets another guardian weapon team. Dirty grenade too. Almost wiping out the CSM. Some friendly fire again though. Banshees might escape. Sorcerer's trying to get on them. Where's the Dark Flames? No Dark Flames. Might have finished off the Banshees. Definitely would have finished off the Star Avenger. Got down to 2 hit points, I saw. Maybe even 1 before I started looking at that fella. Guardian weapon team here gets the Bright Lance as expected. But it's not actually set up here. There you go. Uh-oh. Switching weapon D sets up your Guardian weapon team, I guess. Here comes some more heretics. There's the Dark Flames. That could be really bad for those fellas. They're all bunched up as they're trying to leave. And they go down. That might be GG right there for Torpid. And in fact, that's what he says. There's a concede, and that is 1-1 in this quarterfinal. We go to game 3, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you there. Hey people, interested here, back with game 3 of this best of 5 quarterfinal. We're on Calderis Refinery, it's 1 apiece, and Torpid has a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with a refractor shield. This is the Mordian Iron Guard elite scheme with their fancy hats. Up against VindicareX, rocking a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. VindicareX lacks his chaos, it turns out. We have a Sentinel, we have more Guardsmen, we have more Heretics for VindicareX with some CSM, of course. Got to invite these fellas. They've got horns on their helmets somehow. How did they put them on there? Really chaotic super glue. Sentinel's taking shots at the Chaos Lord, who just won't even look at it. That is the contempt he has for this Sentinel. Caps the VP. Lord Commissar puts the shield up, is taking shots, but is determined to get in on those CSM. There he goes. Heretics will join the fight. No way he gets a model, right? Got a knockdown. Heretics are now in there, though. And a special from the Chaos Lord. Where are the Guardsmen? They're just too afraid of this Chaos Lord to fight here. Sentinel gets the ground pound upgrade in. And another Sentinel hits the field. Because why not? Some Guardsmen with their las guns doing crazy amounts of damage. I'm just kidding. They do some amount of damage. There's a good stomp on the Chaos Lord. Some repairs now. These CSM getting pretty low. Kill the Weak is attempted and missed. Heretics now chasing down the Sentinel. 463, 495. CSM so close to dropping a model over there. In the background. Heretics being whittled down. Those guys chasing Guardsmen over there. Uh-oh, Doom Blast. Good stomp though. Knock back a bit of damage and a stun on that stomp. Lord Commissar's now back on the field. Chaos Lord is still around. Oh, the CSM lived. All of them. 441, 495 very early on with a 2-to-1 cap for VindicareX, pushing through as perhaps you would expect against Imperial Guard early on. Chaos Lord again taking shots and not even looking at the Sentinel, while the Lord Commissar takes mid, and Guardsman got out over here on the east side pretty quickly. And a decap here, look at this. Pretty good little passage of capping play there for Torpid. And another decap here. CSM are back on. This is the second CSM squad. First fella's back at base healing up. No aspiring champions, no grenade launchers, and no havocs to deal with the sentinels either. Relying on base level CSM might not get it done. The sentinels can get stuck and taken down due to pathing or just some micro malfunctions. Lord Commissar not wanting to engage here. There he goes. Waiting to see if he saw the Chaos Lord perhaps. Gonna see some more CSM. Aspiring champion up now for the Heretics too. 434, 456, 2-to-1 cap. CSM not a good engager for those fellas. Chaos Lord now coming back out of base. Should be able to stand and fight reasonably well here, the Imperial Guard. There's some inspiring execution from the Lord Commissar. And there he goes. Look how quick he was there. What the hell? Oh, he's got lead by example up, that's why. Good stomp. Really good usage of the Sentinels so far. Another really good stomp. 434, 433. Laugh my ass off, Imperial Guard. And VindicareX concedes there. Just stomped into oblivion. Some really strong Sentinel play there. I mean, it looked easy. Keep your Sentinels separated, time your stomps, but I can assure you it's not. The CSM got down to very low hit points, still 2 models though, and VindicareX just didn't like how this was unfolding, I suppose, and the series goes 2-1 for Torpid. And I'll see you in Game 4, guys. Hey people, interested here back with Game 4 of this quarterfinal. This is Greentooth Jungle, and Torpid has a Warp Spatter Exarch teleported here at that fight's range combat by default, with a capping and harassing and disrupting. This is the same Han elite scheme. Red side, VindicareX has found an apothecary support here that fights in melee combat by default begins with a target heal, a passive health regeneration aura. We have got some Blood Angels elite scheme. Series is currently 2-1 for Torpid, so a victory here would see him into the semi-finals. Apothecary taking this western power. On the other version of this map, of course, the 2 HQs are here and here, which is very strange. Hunting batches on the field. We've got some tactical marines, of course. There's that passive health regeneration aura. And here's some banshees. Should be able to deal with them here. They didn't turn around in time, now they're committed. Tried to get a model before they left, but couldn't quite manage it. They do escape without a loss though. But now the Space Marine should be able to push through with this. Get on this VP at least. Apothecary might be able to find some Dire Avengers to harass if we can catch them. Torpid getting gens up early, suggesting maybe multiple Rangers. We shall see. There's a lot of damage on the Apothecary there. Holy crap. Little alien ninja stars hurt, apparently. Those guys did get the VP. These fellas have a sergeant now. He's got a frag grenade. The other fellas don't know how to throw things, apparently. I was like, what is this? Shotguns also. Whoops, but doing his thing, teleporting around, looking for stuff to decap and ways to annoy you. Gonna go for this wreck point, maybe? Looks like it. Here we see it kicking off. Shotgun blast on the Banshee. Should be able to deal with them pretty easily if they just run at you full pelt from the front like that with the shotguns in play. Tactical Marine bolt guns will do some work too, of course. And Apothecary gets that wreck point. He's very low on hit points, but can heal himself when it comes off cooldown. Whoops, but it gets a decap, and now comes to the VP. He could try and tie up those Tactical Marines. I think he's been missed in his opening fights here. Is he gaining enough by capping the south a bit and losing out these fights? Here he comes though to tie up the Tactical Marines. Apothecary's on him. Grenade is dodged, and Dire Avengers tied up now by Tactical Marines. Apothecary's going very low, but there's nothing here to take advantage of that. Gets a special attack too. 452 to 489. Strong start for VindicareX. All the way through onto the power here. Here comes a Guardian weapon team for Torpid. Not Rangers first. There's an assault squad though. Gonna bash the node. Maybe even decap it. There's the attempt to decap it. Apothecary also decapping. This is the Warp Spider's job. Oh, this Apothecary might die. Oh, if those guys got a little bit more forward for a grenade, oh, they wouldn't have had the energy, I don't think, to throw it. Got the decap. And these guys stay in play as well to defend the VP a little bit, take some cover. Shotguns are ready for the Banshees. Guardian weapon team changes this fight a great deal though, of course. Forces the scouts off, but the Marines are still here. Can turn and shoot these fellas actually. Maybe? No. They don't know where the Shuriken is, and in fact it is moving up. 411, 489. They're going to try to engage. This should be a shot blocker. There it is. Can just escape quietly. Apothecary is trying to heal up. Looks like he used his heal ability on the scouts to get them up to health quickly. And there's the assault squad with their Death Company colours. 410, 485. 2-1 cap for Torpid. Has done a good job getting on the points here, as Eldar often do, and goes tier 2 pretty damn quick. Early Wraith Lord would be very powerful here against those Assault Marines. What is this? It's the Purification Rites. How much damage is it? 25. Damage increased by 3 with each level. I'm not sure if I ever realised that. Learn something every time you see this game. More scouts on the way for VindicareX. Help him get some of that allows you to reinforce and transport units in the field. Pack some decent weaponry too. Can damage infantry and vehicles. And we see a shuriken kind of leaking out the bottom of it. There we go. This really elegant solution to transports by Relic. Just, I don't know, just shove them into the model somehow. Shall we despawn them? No, just clip them right in there. Here comes some Banshees with an X-Arc. She's got a spear. She's ready to roll. Gonna get on a power, I think. Well, a node anyway. Full powers over here. Warp Spider getting very low. 348, 362. 1-to-1 cap. But the carry of the good special hits every model there, I think. Scouts. Oh, they can't get a grenade off. Didn't quite have the energy. But the carry now suppressed, but got some good damage on those Dire Avengers. That's a nasty grenade. I think he spotted it slightly too late, so couldn't move away. Just had to retreat off there. Falcon bashing power alongside Banshees. Might get all of them here. Oh, maybe not. Missile launcher tactical marine should make this thing back away. There's one shot. Boom. I believe they fire once every 5 seconds, missile launchers. I think it's the same thing for Plague Marines too. Razorback now for VindicareX. Might be able to drive his Marines on rear armor of this thing. And Melter Bomb's in play. Oh, doesn't get the Melter Bomb thrown up. Good purification rights. Now some retreat attacks on the Banshees. But they only drop one. Warp Spider does have the enhanced warp jump generator. Longest name ever for some war gear. 325, 357. Could be the end of the Falcon. Those guys could just jump in and melter it. I think it would be down. But they don't. They're trying to kill this Warp Spider. Now they jump the Shuriken. Where's that Razorback? Here it is. Twin linked heavy bolter on top. Reinforced armor plating on the way, much like the Falcon can reinforce and transport infantry. What's this? The Avengers trying to move south. Another Shuriken. No sign of a right lance quite yet. I think we're going to see the end of the Falcon. Tactical Marines are inside. The Razorback, one more shot would do it. There it is. And down it goes. And it's a big deal, I think. You see how quickly VindicareX was able to adapt to the vehicle there. And then the big strength of Space Marines. I mean, Torpid can get Bright Lances and has got this spear as well. Not quite as effective as Melter Bomb and Missile Launcher. 308, 339. Down goes the Warp Spider. He does have his Power Blades. GG from Torpid. This could be a, concede. And the series goes 2-2 and goes into the final game to see who reaches the semi-finals. The level 1 Warp Spider X-Arc, a level 2 Apothecary. Good. Solid play by Vindicare there. Awesome opening exchanges and got the Falcon down. That was enough to carry him through. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the final game of this quarterfinal. Hey people, William here, back with Game 5 of this quarterfinal matchup. We're on Greentooth Gorge, and the players are down to their last hero choices. We've got Torpid and VindicareX with Tech Marines, and both of them Black Templars, apparently. Alrighty then, these guys start off in ranged combat, put out some good damage, can also support the structures and repair. VindicareX coming straight for this VP. This is for a semi-final place, of course. We've got some tactical marines all around. I'm going to be hella confused about who is who here. Both using the elite scheme as well. Tech Marine fight. Who can get the most turrets and beacons? Who can shoot the most bolt guns? I want to see a mass scout build. Come on now. There's some more from Torpid. A couple of snipers could do really well here. Those guys, oh, they might be able to get the cap. Here comes some enemy tactical marines though with Kraken bolts loaded in. And they get a model. Is that worth it? I don't know if that was worth it from Torpid. 476 to 500 very early on. Tech Marine has found some scouts to shoot. And he does some pretty fearsome damage with his default bolt gun. I remember when the game launched. Ouch, down goes one. The ranged heroes did barely any damage with their ranged weapons. Buffed up quite significantly even, if I can speak properly, as the months went on after release. Grenade. No sign of grenade. Devastators on the way for VindicareX. Did not get a second scout up, so Torpid might be able to take advantage with some capping on these two flanks here. You see one scout squad on your minimap on the east side doing some work on the wreck point right now. Here are the Devastators then. Tech Marines found those scouts and got a model off them pretty quickly. Artificer armor on the way for VindicareX. No mastercrafted bolter yet. Could be good for Vindicare with double scouts around taking full damage from those piercing shots. 444, 500, 2-to-1 cap, double gens, and triple gens for Torpid. Maybe into some assault marines here. Has he spotted the Devastators? Now he has. Those guys behind heavy cover. Tech Marine giving up. And oh, does get suppressed. Has this massive bionic arm, which he uses for a powerful sweep. Would be cool to see him just using it in like regular melee attacks. But I guess not. We don't have animations for that. 442 to 487. Torpid being pushed back by the Devastators as you'd expect. But does have a sniper up. Tech Marine actually getting pretty low there. Double snipers now. Let's see what they can do. Boom! That's what they can do. Didn't kill the model with the heavy bolter, but that was pretty painful. 1-to-1 cap hit. Scouts going west. Snipers in play. Is he going to respond with the assault squad here? Vindicare. He's got to try, right? Ouch. You can get double tactical marines and just kind of run your guys at them, especially alongside your own Tech Marine, and you'll do some decent damage. I'm not sure if you'll trade well, but those guys somehow did not drop a model. Amazing. I think you'll trade decently well doing that. But then you're at risk of Torpid getting Devastators up and shutting that down pretty easily. Also mastercrafted bolter and stuff. Some mines going up over here from the Tech Marine. Torpid doesn't currently have a way to spot them with no sergeants up. Devastators bashing power from point blank range. Eventually, maybe. This could be bad. Could drop a model here. And they do. They got the generator down. More scouts on the way for VindicareX. Those guys are getting away okay. West side. Power bashing from Torpid. And we see a turret. Awesome. I miss these things. You should see them all the time in team games. Actually, don't see that many Tech Marines around in team games these days. What are you doing, fellas? You got a... There we go. They finish off the node. Scout trying to get mid. Tech Marine had other ideas. Level 2 over here for Torpid. Also has Artificer armor. 354, 479, 1-to-1 cap. Vindicare hanging out in mid. Waiting for some reinforcements. Nope. Trying to put a mine up. Or down. Down, I think you would say. The sniper's massive chunks out of the Tech Marine. Their damage type does very well against enemy heroes. More scouts for Torpid. Triple snipers would be pretty fun to see. Not fun to fight against. That's for sure. Sergeant now for Vindicare's scouts. And a drop pod coming in. This is Vindicare trying to get around the turret. Those guys might be waiting for a grenade. There's Kraken bolts. Grenade did pretty well actually. Those guys kind of got stuck behind the rock. And should be able to deal with the turret here. A flame will take it down very quickly. But it looks like it's just going to be bolt guns. Just going to be bolt guns. Speaking of flamers though, Vindicare does have one over on the east side. Bashing all the powers. Oh wow. Snipers though, doing some work. Looks like we're not going to get triple snipers. We do get mines going off in their face though. Turret is still going. Torpid comes back out of base. Going to grab the mid. 354, 472. Torpid is floating here in tier 1. Down goes the turret. There is the tier 2 now. Instantly purchased something. Was that a sergeant? Nope. Might have some war gear queued up. I don't see it though. A single tactical marine for VindicareX on the power. Trying to get the node back. What was this? Retreating tactical marines. Lucky. But there was no melee stuff there. We dropped a couple of models. They were all quite low. As it turns out, none of them fell. More turrets, Torpid. Come on now. Just put like 4 across the middle here. With a beacon behind them. These mines now being spotted by these sergeants. Or rather, sergeants. I think it's only got one. Yep. Shotguns though. Mixed up his scouts loadout. Might see a grenade from Vindicare. They might go down as they try to throw it. That was pretty close. Those guys took a big hit, but get up. VindicareX's Tech Marine might need to run, and does. This guy gets into melee. 344, 435. And gets a kill with those power armored elbows. Seems to be doing a lot of damage there. He doesn't have bionics. Power basher again from Torpid. Putting a hell of a lot of pressure on here. VindicareX finds himself pinned back. Needs to be careful with those scouts though, of course. Torpid can drop so fast, those guys barely getting out of there. Tech Marine lives. Eats a couple of melee attacks as he leaves. But these guys have been able to bash completely all of that stuff. Big engagement for Torpid there. These guys should be okay. Down to 88 points. Down to 77. They'll be alright. West side. Oh, they got decap over there as well. Double and a full power bash. And a dreadnought on the way. Before Vindicare even gets to tier 2. That's a strong passage of play. VindicareX gets back out there as soon as he can. And has that single scout though. Drop that first scout squad. There's the cap, and here's the dreadnoughts. Starts off as a melee walker with that wrist-mounted flamer there, which will automatically use as he gets close enough to smack things around. Happy to just send it out alone, completely unsupported. Perhaps having an idea of VindicareX's tech level, getting bashed a few times there. Smashing stuff. Can't cap the point though. VindicareX trying to bash back a little bit. And it is on the east side. Look at the map turn red pretty damn quickly there. Torpid seemed to take a while to get out of base. Use a drop pod. 308, 383. Smack from the Dreadnought. As an inspiration on kill as well. I think it's only for melee kills though, specifically. I believe that's the case. VindicareX getting power bashes with the last cannon. Dreadnought does not want to come over here. Torpid takes the mid for a 2-1 for VindicareX still. Two has a VP lead, but it feels like Torpid has the edge in terms of army, in terms of momentum. Boom. Decent grenade. And we have a melee Tech Marine with the Axe of the Mechanicum. Rocking it with Artificer for the big health buff and some health regen too. Refractor field on the way. Tech Marine repurchased for VindicareX was that. Man, he got out of base really quickly if it was repurchased. Plasma pistol as well alongside this. What is it now? 55 power melee DPS. It was 50 for a long time. This is another thing added in Elite mod, of course. I guess they got that model from the campaign, maybe? It's a very cool model. Dreadnought doing its flamey thing. Razorback for Vindicare. And use that to give mobility to this last cannon, of course. This does get a couple of shots in, yep. Snaring that Dreadnought each hit. Tech Marine getting stuck in though. Refractor field helping him stay in the field. The accuracy debuff to anything shooting him, which is pretty awesome. Boom. This guy's level 4. Not messing around. Smack. Might get a model if he hits the same one. Don't think he did. Oh, he gets one anyway. 249, 378. This guy's spotting those proximity mines. Plasma gun is up here for Torpid. VindicareX Stone Guard veterans though. Look at this. These guys should be able to shoot down enemy tactical marines. 249 to 365. Torpid going toe to toe with a Razorback. Toe to wheel. Toe to track. Can the plasma guns do work here? You can see the massive chunks coming off of Vindicare's tactical marines there each time that plasma gun hits. They have pretty low accuracy, I think, plasma guns. Might even be like 50, like a 50-50 chance of hitting. All of those seem to hit there earlier on. Going for a power bash. Using a last cannon. And there's a flamer there too. It's going to be a very quick bash. If those guys can sort out their pathing. Oh, these guys are going to cap, really? Oh, just going to steal it, maybe. 249 to 301. Torpid has some more tactical marines on the field. And hey, they've got a missile launcher. Pretty useful. Look at this. Boom. Trying to be careful not to show the rear armor here, VindicareX. 1-1 now. I still hear those snipers shooting. There's only one left. Good for taking out garrison units, as you can see. Oh, if that wasn't a special attack, that would have been a dead Tech Marine, I believe. Still might be. Still should be, and still is. Sink kill from a sergeant. Look at that. Naughty Black Templar. Pretty nicely poised. Pretty even game now. VindicareX coming back strong after losing the power at the end of Tier 1. Big rear arm hit there though on the Razorback. Might go down here. Dreadnought might catch it. Think he's gonna. One more hit. Boom. And he's got the multi-melter anyway. Even if he didn't hit him with a melee attack, would have hit him with the multi-melter. 249, 247. One big fight could take this here. That's kind of trying to get shots in. Tech Marine just waiting for these guys to get out of here. He's put his mind down too. Goes off, actually suppresses and knocks back the Tech Marine. You notice that the Tech Marine shield does not stop him being knocked over, unlike I think every other shield in the game. But he does get that nice accuracy debuff to anything shooting at him, of course. It's not a good fight for the Stone Guard. We need to have the Kraken rounds in as well. They're obviously hunting down scouts with those Hellfire rounds loaded in, I think. Dreadnought's almost level 3. Single scout here. Might be exploded by a single multi-melter shot. No, just scares him off by looking at him. Dreadnought here for Vindicare. Was not expecting that. He might keep it melee and try to get into melee with that thing, but that's risky. Because this guy's level 2 and will get shots in as the Dreadnought closes the distance, and we have missile launcher. Dreadnought is going to hit the field. Maybe we multi-melter versus multi-melter. Level 2 Marines here. Stone Guard veterans have no XP whatsoever. What have you done, fellas? What have you been up to? There's a 2-1 for Torpid. Waiting for Vindicare to try and take the mid back. He's got a turret. Don't think he's seen a Dreadnought yet. He might be able to hear it stomping around. Especially if it's breaking stuff. That's kind of going to set up here. Missile launcher gets a hit. Multi-melter gets a hit. Dreadnought is in. There's that global repair from both players, I think. Blessing of the Omnisire. Stone Guard veteran is trying to do some work with Vengeance rounds. Going to be a close fight. Man, that melee Tech Marine is doing so much work there. Got on the Stone Guard. GG, says Vindicare. Looks like Torpid has it. 2-1. Down goes that Dread. And Vindicare concedes. So we get a 3-2 victory for Torpid. And it goes on to the semi-finals. Nice aggressive Tech Marine play there. Level 6 this fella got. Applause for VindicareX for making it this far. And like all these players, putting on a very good show with little practice for the most part, these guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.